Part 52. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 511. But, Sister Gihua, I have never done business before. Zhang Chen looked at Sister Gihua and said. Sister Gihua smiled and said, what are you afraid of if you haven't done business? Look at those Wenzhou guys in the market. Whoever did business in the past was not all farming. Now the business is still doing well. If you haven't done it, after schooling, there is nothing difficult to learn about doing business. Let me tell you, the first time I went to the vegetable market with my mother-in-law to sell vegetables, I was so shy. I spoke as softly as a mosquito and blushed every time I opened my mouth. What happened next? The old customer walked over and didn't see me. I had to chase him out, drag him back, and sell him all morning. He came to the west easily, and his skin became thicker and thicker as he sold. Sister Gihua said this. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao both laughed. Zhang Chen looked up at Xiao Zhao, and Xiao Zhao kept nodding while looking at him. Zhang Chen knew that Xiao Zhao was very willing to do business. Xiao Zhao nodded and encouraged him. Don't be afraid, we are still rough and can learn it. You are educated and can learn faster. Sister Gihua continued to encourage. Besides, if you know how to do it, what are you afraid of if you try it? Sister Gihua said, I'll do the math. I'll do it for a year. If I feel like I don't want to do it, I'll transfer the stall. You won't lose money. The transfer fee will also earn you back the 1 year's rent you paid. If you don't want to do it anymore, Xiao Zhao can still come back here as a waiter, and Xiao Zhang, you can still do design. But at that time, Xiao Zhao had already given birth to a child, and he had been breastfeeding for several months. Even if he was weaned, he would not be afraid of sending the child to Yongcheng to drink milk powder. Sister Gihua, we will work hard and we will definitely do it well. Xiao Zhao said, Sister is right. I think we can definitely do things that others can do well, don't you think? Xiao Zhao asked Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen nodded and said, okay, let's try it, thank you Sister Gihua. Zhang Chen thought to himself that what Sister Gihua and Xiao Zhao said were right. What was there to be afraid of? At the beginning, he cast a dark eye on Heiken. He didn't even know how to get there, so he dared to run to Heiken. When he arrived in Heiken, I couldn't tell the difference between dark soy sauce and light soy sauce, so I dared to apply for the general manager of the hotel. At that time, what did I fear? Where is that courage now? Sister Gihua patted her thigh and said yes. She told them. Tomorrow afternoon, I will come to take over early. You get the money and go early. When you arrive at the water pump factory, tell the people in the communication room that you are here to see Hagen from the market planning office. The communication room will let you in, so you can go to Hagen, complete the procedures, hold this stall in your hand, ask about this, ask about that. Hagen is also troubled. If there is no more, everyone will be rewarded. In Hangcheng dialect, this reward means rejection and denial. Only then did Zhang Chen understand that many relatives and friends must be eyeing Brother Hagen's quota, but they left it to him, and he was still hesitating. So ignorant. Okay, thank you Sister Gihua. Thank you Brother Hagen for always taking care of us. We will go tomorrow, Zhang Chen said quickly. Xiao Zhao also said, thank you Sister. Sister Gihua reached out and pinched Xiao Zhao gently, and said with a smile, why thank you? If I didn't give the stall to you, my mother-in-law wouldn't agree. She heard it yesterday and told Hagen that she must help you. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao both laughed. Xiao Zhao quickly said, Sister, you must help me and thank my aunt. In the early morning of the next day, Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao got up at 5 o'clock. Sijiking Clothing Market opened at 4 o'clock in the morning and closed at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Because many buses from Jiangxi, Anhui, Jiangsu, and other places come specifically to Sijiking to purchase goods. Those people arrive here in the early morning, purchase goods, and then rush back at noon. The next day, the latest styles of clothes will appear in their stores. For those who do business, time is precious, and so is the rent of the shop. If the store is closed for an extra day, or if you are not in the store for a day, you will feel panicked. Besides, you have to compete with others for time. There are all clothes sellers on the street, and no one wants to. There is no guarantee that the goods you buy will not be sold by others. If you ship the goods one day earlier, you will be able to grab customers before others. At this time, the price of clothing can also be expensive. This is the only one, so there is no comparison. When others come up, the customer will look at the store and make counter offers at that store. When shopping around, the first thing that compares you is the price. Therefore, the customers Zhang Chen saw at Sijiking were all in a hurry, as if they were in a war, and they didn't even have time to sit down and have breakfast. Many of them had rice balls and steamed buns in their hands and ate while walking. With so many markets, they wanted to visit as many places and see more stalls as possible during the few hours they parked here, so that they could pick better products. Only those wholesale customers from wholesale markets in Harbin, Shenyang, Beijing, Chongqing, Zhengzhou and other places will find a hotel to stay near Sijiking when they arrive in Hangzhou, and stroll around slowly every day, observing, comparing which company's goods are the source and not imitations. Also depends on which company is stronger. When it comes to shipping, their goods can catch up. Wholesale customers are generally monopolized. In the wholesale markets across the country, there is generally only one store in one place. If there are too many, they will compete with their own goods, drive down the price, and drive away the customers. Dropped, so these wholesale customers are not in a hurry. They may have to look for several days before they decide on a cooperative stall. It also depends on whether the stall already has customers in your own city. If so, you should take advantage of the busy morning market to sit down and have a talk with the boss to see if it is possible to poach someone and become the other person. As an exclusive customer in your own city, if you are unsuccessful, you have to look for the next stall until you find one you are satisfied with. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao got up so early because although Xiao Zhao passed by Sijiking every day, she had never entered the market. Now that she was going to start a clothing business, she asked Zhang Chen to take her with her in the morning before going to work. Go to the market and have a look. Zhang Chen was like a master chef at this time. He explained some precautions to Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao kept nodding her head. She was very excited and wished she could go to Sijiking soon. Zhang Chen laughed at her. You pass by Sijiking every day, and I never see you in a hurry. You are always complaining, why are there so many people there? Why are you so anxious to join so many people today? Of course, Xiao Zhao said, in the past, there were 1,000 people in this clothing market that had nothing to do with me, but now they do. From now on, we have to be here every day. Can I not be in a hurry? Zhang Chen took out a pen and wanted to draw a watch for Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao couldn't wait any longer, so he kissed him on the cheek and said to him, "My dear, can we draw it later? We have plenty of time later." Zhang Chen had no choice but to say okay. When Zhang Chen came back yesterday afternoon, he passed by Sijiking and bought 2 waste bags in a small shop there, which are also commonly known as fish bags. He took them home and looked at them. He thought they were too new, so he rubbed them on the ground. He washed them with water and hung them to dry on the corridor outside. At this time, he brought them in. Before they were completely dry, he used a hair dryer to dry them. After drying one of the paints to see if it was still too new, he opened the paint box and painted on it to give it an old feel. After that, Xiao Zhao was asked to use a hair dryer to dry the paint. He picked up the other one and continued to paint it. With both fanny packs were dried. He took the newspaper from the table, crumpled it into a ball, and stuffed it into the fanny bag to make the fanny bag look bulging. He buckled one fanny bag into Xiao Zhao's waist, and buckled the other one into Xiao Zhao's waist. In his own waist. Xiao Zhao looked at herself and then at Zhang Chen, and couldn't help but giggle. She thought this look was so weird. Zhang Chen looked at her and said seriously, "Don't laugh. This way you will look like a big customer who comes to pack and wholesale. When you walk into their stall, you will not be misunderstood or kicked out. Remember, if someone asks, just say that we are from Kaohsiunmen in Chongqing. Don't say anything else. Be careful that the secret will be revealed in just 2 sentences." I know, guo guo." Xiao Zhao couldn't help but laugh. Before going out, Zhang Chen looked at Xiao Zhao's belly. It was not visible yet, but he still had to be careful. Zhang Chen told Xiao Zhao that there were many people in the market and it was very crowded. "Just remember to follow me. Don't let people touch your belly." "My dear, this is the 9th time you've said it." Xiao Zhao smiled. Xiao Zhao didn't ride a bike today. They would be together all day anyway, so Zhang Chen would take her on a bike. When they arrived at Sijiking, the two of them were shocked. They saw that although it was only after 5 o'clock, there were more people here than they usually saw. It turned out that the morning market in Sijiking was more popular than they had seen before. Arrive even earlier. As soon as we entered the market, there were salespeople shouting everywhere, one after another, "Horse," and many people's throats were hoarse. As soon as Xiao Zhao came in, he was a little confused, and he felt a buzzing in his head. It took more than 10 minutes to wake up. Xiao Zhao looked at the bustling crowd and the dazzling array of clothes in the stalls around him, and began to get excited. From now on, this is his own world, his daily life, and he is just like these beautiful girls, wearing new clothes every day. Selling new clothes. Xiao Zhao felt that his throat was tied with excitement and he was speechless. "Thank you for waiting for the monthly ticket. Thank you for all the recommendation votes and reading. I still wish everyone good health." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 512. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao were walking around the market. When they saw the clothes they were interested in, they walked into the stalls to take a look. Zhang Chen had been here for a few days before and learned some terms. Like them, they were empty-handed and had no trailer. When you walk into a stall with a fanny pack buckled in your waist, you should not ask what the price is, but how much does it cost to pack? How many colors and sizes? The stall owner looked them up and down and immediately came over to greet them. "Boss, it's so early." Or ask directly, "Boss, where are you from?" Xiao Zhao told him in Sichuan dialect that he was from Kaohsiunmen in Chongqing. Some will directly tell them that we have customers in Chongqing, and others will invite them to sit down. This means that there are no customers in Chongqing, or there are customers in Chongqing, but the cooperation between the two parties is not very pleasant, and they want to change. This is to prepare for them. The posture of continuing to talk. Xiao Zhao didn't dare to stay, so she smiled and said, "We just arrived, let's take a look around first." Regardless of whether they have customers in Chongqing or not, they are all very polite to them. If they come with a smile, they will still have a smile when they leave. Zhang Chen knows that it is these two fish buns and Xiao Zhao's Chongqing dialect that have the effect. Zhang Chen secretly chuckled in his heart. They walked to a stall. Xiao Zhao pulled Zhang Chen and whispered to him, "Look, my dear." Zhang Chen looked in the direction of Xiao Zhao's finger. Sure enough, he saw a stroller in the stall next to him, with the sunshade open in the gap behind the piles of clothes and the seated proprietress. Xiao Zhao pulled Zhang Chen in, and the two of them couldn't help laughing. They saw that the market was so noisy and the air was stuffy, but a baby in the stroller was sleeping soundly with a silicone pacifier in his mouth. Xiao Zhao raised his head and saw the landlady looking at him and smiling. Xiao Zhao also smiled at her and said to her, "How cute." The other party looked at Xiao Zhao up and down and said with a smile, "Boss, you have won too, right?" Xiao Zhao nodded and blushed. The two of them left the market. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen said, "Did you see it? It turned out that Sister Gihua was right, it could really be like this." Lu Ligan nodded, thinking, Brother Hagen is the security captain of the market. If he and Sister Gihua said it was okay, then it must be okay. The two of them came out too early in the morning and did not have breakfast. The snack stalls near the market were too crowded. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao said that we should eat elsewhere. Xiao Zhao said, "Let's go to Huixing Road to eat Pianer Chuan." Zhang Chen looked at his watch. It was already 6:10. He rode to Huixing Road to eat noodles and then rode back to the Hunky Hotel. It was probably almost 7 o'clock. The person Xiao Zhao had to pick up today was Ziyulian's class. Xiao Zhao knew what Zhang Chen was thinking and told him, "It doesn't matter. I won't take over until 6:55 today, so I don't care about her." Zhang Chen said yes. It was only 6:40 when the two of them finished their noodles and rode back. Xiao Zhao kept telling Zhang Chen to slow down. Zhang Chen knew what she wanted to do, so he rode slowly until they reached the entrance of the Red Flag Hotel. It's past 6:50. The two of them walked in. When Ziyulian saw them, she had a straight face with displeasure written all over her face. When Xiao Zhao walked to the door of the duty room, she threw a bunch of keys in her hand with a loud bang. On the table. Xiao Zhao went in, smashed her bag on the table with a bang sound, like a demonstration. Ziyulian seemed to be startled, she was startled for a moment, and looked at Xiao Zhao, Xiao Zhao's usually smiling face. Today she remained calm and looked at Zhang Chen again. Zhang Chen didn't look at her, looking as if nothing had happened. Ziyulian picked up her bag and left without saying a word. The two of them watched her figure disappear at the door, looked at each other, and laughed wherever they could still hold it in. At 7 o'clock in the morning, no one will come to the hotel, and the group of passengers who got up early to catch the bus have already left. It is too early to clean up, and it will disturb other people who are still sleeping in the store with their heads covered. At this time, Xiao Zhao and his hotel staff were at their leisure. Xiao Zhao sat down, stretched out his left hand, and said to Zhang Chen, "Here, you owe me your watch." Zhang Chen took out a pen and started drawing on her wrist. After drawing the watch and sitting for a while, passengers came to check out one after another. Zhang Chen helped Xiao Zhao mop the floor and tidy up the room. The busy work came to an end at almost 10 o'clock. Zhang Chen rode his bicycle to the nearby post office. When withdrawing money, isn't there money stored in postal savings and has never been touched? The annual stall fee ranged from 42,000 to 46,000. Zhang Chen didn't know if there would be other fees, so he simply took 50,000 and returned to the Red Flag Hotel. Zhang Chen gave the money to Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao looked at him and said, "Now half of our money is gone." Zhang Chen hummed, and both of them felt panicked, feeling that they were making a huge gamble. "But we will make it back." Xiao Zhao stretched out his hand and held Zhang Chen's hand. Zhang Chen still nodded. Having said that, the two people actually have no confidence in their hearts. They have never done business. They have bought clothes before, but they have never done the selling clothes, let alone never done it. Now, they can't even do it. "I don't know where the clothes for sale are, or where I should go to purchase them." Both of them were silent, feeling a little uneasy in their hearts. Did they feel that their step was too big and too risky? But if you don't take risks, how can you get rich or get ahead? Money is not leaves. Anyone can pick them up walking on the street. Even if you pick up leaves, you have to get up early, otherwise, you will either be picked up by others or you will be picked up by others. Swept away by cleaners. Sister Gihua is right, there is nothing to be afraid of, Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen said. Zhang Chen looked at Xiao Zhao and nodded. He was right. At worst, We will all lose money, and we will make more money. Xiao Zhao laughed and said yes. Zhang Chen also laughed. Having said that, they feel that there is really nothing to be afraid of, even if they don't have a penny. So what? They are young and have hands and feet, why can't they support themselves? When we arrived in Hangzhou, the money was useless. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen said, what we used was all our own money. Zhang Chen nodded. He knew what Xiao Zhao meant. It meant that the money was given by Gangzi, Mengping, and Brother Tan. They all saved it. Even if they didn't have this money, they would still be alive today. Just after 12 o'clock, Sister Gihua came and asked them if they had withdrawn the money. Xiao Zhao said it was ready. Then you go over now, Hagen and the others won't take a break at noon, Sister Gihua said. But, it's not time for me to get off work here yet, Xiao Zhao said. It's too late to go after get off work. Go on, isn't there me here? There are good stalls, but if you don't wait for anyone, you will lose one if you take one. Hagen has 3 left for you to pick, but if people stare, he must. There is nothing we can do, you go quickly, Sister Gihua said. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao hurriedly left. The market preparation office is in a row of simple houses next to the construction site. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao found Hagen here. Hagen took them to the investment promotion office next door. In the investment promotion office, there was a large board with a floor plan of the market. On the floor plan, there were crisscrossing, are passages of different widths. On both sides of the passage, there are numbered small squares, which are stalls. There were some small squares with a red 5-pointed star on them. Hagen told them that these had been sold. The entire market has a total of 362 stalls, of which 50 were allocated by their company and the leaders of the town and district. Hagen told them that the number of stalls allocated could only be 50 at most. It's a tough one, I don't dare to do more, and everything else must be open to investment. Hagen looked at the confused looks on Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao's faces and said with a smile, everyone knows that the people who come to buy these stalls have basically never done business. The purpose of their buying is just to prepare for speculation. Stalls make money, but if there are too many people, the market will not be able to operate. We who work in the market still hope that the people we recruit are those who have been in the clothing business. These people have sources of goods and customers. When they come, they will bring their old customers over. This market will become popular in no time. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao understood. Zhang Chen embarrassedly told Brother Hagen that we had never done business. Hagen smiled, patted him on the shoulder, and told him, you can do it. When I went there later that day, the boss ladies told me that you could design their clothes with your feet. Zhang Chen's face turned red instantly. Xiao Zhao looked at them, wondering what they were talking about. She looked at Zhang Chen and then at Hagen. Hagen quickly changed the subject and said, the open invitation for investment will be on the 5th of next month. There are too many people who have signed up and paid deposits. More than 4,000 people have signed up for the remaining 312 stalls. By next month, there will be more. What should we do? Zhang Chen asked. It's a lottery. Those who win will pay the booth fee. Those who don't win will have their deposit refunded. Only then did Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao truly understand how precious the stall quota given to them by Hagen was. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 513. Hagen left 3 stalls for them. Of these 3 stalls, one was on the large straight channel, one was in the innermost horizontal channel, and the other one was in a 7-figure shape at the intersection of the large channel and a horizontal channel. Stalls. Hagen asked them to pick one. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao stared at the floor plan for a long time, but they couldn't see any difference between the three stalls. Aren't their areas the same? They are all 7 square meters. Whichever one they choose will be the same. Hagen looked at a staff member of the investment promotion office standing next to them and said to her, "This is my friend, I will receive her, you can go and do your work." The staff member nodded and walked aside. After she left, Hagen lowered his voice and told them that there is a lot of knowledge in choosing stalls. Even though you are in the same market, each stall seems to be the same. When you actually do it, you will know. The location of this stall is different, and the impact on business is unusually large. Look here, the first cross passage. Do you think this place is very good? Hagen asked. Yes, Xiao Zhao said, when guests enter, they will pass through this passage first, and they are so close to the gates on both sides. Isn't this a bad place? Hagen laughed. There were already 2 stalls with 5-pointed stars on this passage. Hagen pointed at the 2 5-pointed stars and said to them, "People like us who spend time in the market every day will know as soon as we hear that, Xiao Zhao, like these 2 people, you don't know the market at all. Let me tell you, this position is the most incapable of retaining people in the entire market." The place. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao didn't understand and asked, "Why?" Think about it, there are so many markets in Sijiking. If a person who buys goods visits every aisle, he won't be able to go shopping in a day. He only has a few hours. When he goes to a market, he will definitely take a look first. How about this market? If he thinks it is good, he will continue to browse carefully. If he feels it is not good, he will walk around and leave. How will he shop when he comes in? Our market is very square. Did you see it? There are 2 doors and 2 large passages. He will definitely come in through this passage and go out through that passage. So it is like this in any market. The business of the main channel will definitely be better than that of the small channel, and the business of the straight channel will definitely be better than that of the horizontal channel. The main passage is the only way. As long as he comes in, he will definitely pass by. If there is a lot of passenger flow, business will definitely be good. As for the cross passages, only those who are shopping carefully in this market will go through the cross passages. Walk in and browse. This first cross passage looks like it is located near the outermost side. Thinking about it, it should have the largest flow of passengers. In fact, it is wrong. It is the least. Most people come in. You see, whether they enter from this way or this way, people's habit is to continue walking along the main passage after entering. Very few people turn around and walk towards this cross passage as soon as they enter. Also, even if there are a few people who come in, they will only look and ask, but not buy. People who buy goods always want to compare products, and will not buy at the first one they see. Yes, he always thinks that there are the same goods as yours, and he will compare the prices. Unless your goods are very special and he can't see them elsewhere, he will eventually transfer them back. If there are the same goods as yours, he will go to the second or third store, and the price will be about the same, and he will buy it. Where else would you go out again for the same goods at about the same price? Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao suddenly realized it and thought to themselves, people like Brother Hagen, who patrols the market every day, really don't know such details. What about these 2? Xiao Zhao asked, pointing to the 2 5-pointed stars above. I'm not telling you, I've never done this before in the market. Just like you, I thought the closer to the passage outside, the better. These 2 seemed to be allocated quotas for the town. As soon as they came, they took a fancy to it. Got here. Hagen looked at the doubts in their eyes and knew what they were thinking. He told them that we stipulate that for merchants with internal quotas, the staff should be nearby. Don't be verbose and let them choose by themselves. Otherwise, you are so kind. Although you have good intentions, he still thinks that you are misleading him. In the end, it is a thankless task and the blame is on us. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao understood. It turned out that they still had such a rule. No wonder Brother Hagen had just dismissed the staff member. Zhang Chen saw 3 5-pointed stars posted in a corner. Looking carefully, the positions of these 3 5-pointed stars were actually on the edge of the public toilet. Zhang Chen wondered why they chose this place. What a terrible position next to the toilet. Do you have to give it to them? There must be experts guiding them from behind. Hagen shook his head and said. Ah, Zhang Chen was surprised and asked, is the stall next to the toilet good? Yes, the stall next to the toilet is very busy. No matter how anxious the people buying goods are, they will definitely stop in front of the toilet. Also, those who have just relaxed after using the toilet will not be in a hurry. I have to rush and I am in a good mood. At this time, I usually walk into the stalls here to take a look. If you sell small items, such as bras, underwear, hats, scarves, etc., then it would be more suitable. People think the items are good, so they just bring a few. Anyway, they are not expensive, and they can be matched with clothes when they go back. Come on, these people, I guess they are not speculators, they want to sell their own goods. They think their goods are most suitable here, so they chose this place. Hagen told them, and the two of them kept nodding. Looking back, Hagen talked about the 3 stalls left for them. Hagen first pointed to the one in the bottom passage and told them that although this stall was also on the cross passage, this cross passage was not the same as the one in the front passage. A channel is different. This is the bottom channel. In every market, the bottom channel is the most attractive. You see, no matter whether you come in from here or from here, when you go to the end, there is no way ahead, you can only turn. Moreover, people who buy goods have a habit, that is, they don't like to turn back. If he comes in from this way, if you go out from there, if you come in from there, you will go out from here. In this way, you have to go through this passage to get there. The bottom passage is narrower than the main passage. People coming in from these 2 main passages will eventually pass through this bottom passage. If you go to the market and take a look, the bottom passage of each market must be the most crowded and crowded. Once crowded, people will have the illusion that this place is very lively. The business here must be very good and the products are very good. Many of the people who buy goods have no idea and no judgment. They just follow the crowd. When they see others buying goods, they will think that this style must be easy to sell if there are so many people buying it, and they will follow suit. Go and grab a few pieces. Therefore, the bottom aisle is the easiest place for customers to grab goods. There is a lot of traffic. If 3 or 4 people grab something, other people nearby will see it and grab it too. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao saw that there were 6 or 7 stalls with 5-pointed stars on the bottom passage. It seemed that these were people who knew, or they were taught by people like Brother Hagen who knew. After Hagen finished speaking, he pointed to another stall and said, "This one is good, and it is also reserved for you. This one is in the main aisle, and the price is the same as the one in the bottom aisle, which is 42,000. In the main aisle, as I said before, everyone if you have to pass by, the stalls on the main channel are definitely good." He finally pointed to the stall at the intersection of the main aisle and a cross aisle and said, "This one costs 46,000, and all the 7-shaped stalls we have here are 46,000. For a 7-shaped stall, here, 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 customers can see your stall from whichever aisle they are on. Also, other people's stalls have rolling shutters, and you always have 2 shutters, one horizontal and one open, which is equivalent to there are 2 facades." Zhang Chen saw that the 7-shaped stall that Brother Hagen mentioned should be called an L-shaped stall strictly speaking. However, people in the market did not call this kind of stall an L-shaped stall. They all called it a 7-shaped stall. It's because the 7-character shape is easy to understand, and the L shape, for many people like Sister Gihua, who just walked out of the fields and put down their pants to do business, who knows what the hell L is. The two roller shutters of the 7-shaped stall open to two passages, and when pulled apart, they are indeed equal to two facades. While Zhang Chen and Hagen were talking, Xiao Zhao pursed her lips and kept staring at the floor plan. Hagen asked her, "How is it, have you made your choice?" "Oh, brother Hagen, why do I look so good at everyone?" Xiao Zhao was a little anxious, and both Zhang Chen and Hagen laughed. Zhang Chen said, "Brother Hagen, we too don't know anything about the market. You are in the market every day. You have experience. You can help us choose one." "That's right, brother Hagen, help us choose," Xiao Zhao also said quickly. Hagen thought for a while, then looked to the side. He told them, "Although this 7-shaped stall is 4,000 more expensive than those two stalls, in my original market, when it was transferred, the 7-shaped stall the transfer fee is tens of thousands more expensive than other stalls, and the same goes for the old market, they are even more expensive." Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao both understood. Zhang Chen and Hai Gen said, "Thank you, brother Hai General, then we want this 7-character one." Yes, Xiao Zhao nodded beside him. "Okay, then I'll ask someone to come and handle the procedures for you," Hagen said, calling the staff member in front, pointing to the 7-shaped stall, and said to her, "My friend wants this." Okay, the staff member spread out his left hand and wrote down the stall number on the floor plan in the palm of his hand. Hagen scolded, "Lazy bitch, let's see how you can get married in the future. You don't even bother to hold a piece of paper." The staff member stuck out his tongue at him, and both Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao laughed. "Thank you for waiting for the monthly ticket. Thank you for all the recommendation votes and reading. I wish everyone good health." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Niang. Chapter 514. The stall fee is 46,000 yuan, and the entry transaction certificate issued by the Industrial and Commercial Bureau is 200 yuan, and the tax registration certificate is 200 yuan, a total of 46,400 yuan. Zhang Chen asked the staff if there are any other expenses. She said no, and the other thing is that after opening, the monthly management and cleaning fees will be 120, and the electricity bill for the public stall will be 60. Each stall has its own meter and phone. The electricity and phone bills in the stalls will be charged. You pay as much as you want. You go to the market office to pay the tax every month. As for taxes, the tax bureau approved our market to be 120 per month for each stall. These are all the expenses you will bear every month in the future. The staff's final summary. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao nodded. "Which one of you is the stall owner?" the other party asked. Zhang Chen told her it was Xiao Zhao, and she asked for Xiao Zhao's ID card and photo. She took the ID card and copied it and returned it to Xiao Zhao. The photo should be kept for use on the entry transaction certificate. Xiao Zhao took out the money and handed it to the treasurer sitting opposite. The treasurer completed the procedures for them and issued a receipt. The stall belonged to them. The same staff member took a self-adhesive red 5-pointed star and asked them, "Should I put this up or should you put it up yourself?" I'll stick it," Xiao Zhao shouted and took the 5-pointed star from her hand. "Be careful not to make a mistake, stick it in someone else's stall," the staff warned. Yes, Xiao Zhao nodded repeatedly. The two people walked to the floor plan. Xiao Zhao handed her backpack to Zhang Chen. She picked it up with her little fingernail, peeled off the paper on the back of the sticker, and then, carefully, straightened the 5-pointed star. The ground was plastered in their booth. The two people stood there and looked at the 5-pointed star. They felt that this 5-pointed star was more neatly placed than all the other 5-pointed stars above, and it was particularly bright, and it hurt their eyes. Hagen sent Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao out and told them that the market would open in 41 days. "Xiao Zhao, you are in the hotel and you are finishing this month, right?" Xiao Zhao said yes, Sister Gihua told me this. Then you still have more than 30 days to prepare, Hagen said. Brother Hagen, what preparations should we make? Zhang Chen asked. There is no need to prepare anything in the store. Tables and stools are distributed to each stall. You just need to buy a few models and clothes hangers. There are several stores selling these nearby. We will deliver it to the stall for you, so you can buy it 2 or 3 days before the opening. The main thing you have to do is prepare the goods. Well, even for this product, we don't know where to buy it. Where do the people in this market buy their products? Zhang Chen asked. There are 4 main sources of goods. One is Wenzhou. I suggest you not go there because there are too many people from Wenzhou for sijicking. The goods you bring in from Wenzhou are basically available here and the price is cheaper than yours. There is also Guangzhou. If you buy denim clothes and jeans, many of them are made by Shishi in Fujian, and also by small processing factories in Hangzhou. However, what they do is basically stealing copies. They go to the market to buy a popular item, and then go to Qiqiao to find a fabric manufacturer. The quantity needs to be large. For Qiqiao's fabrics, you have to buy at least 1 horses. The quantity is not large and it is not cost effective. There are many people doing this in the old market. I think you have just started and you don't have regular customers yet, so don't do this. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao nodded. They understood that it looked like they were going to Guangzhou again. They said goodbye to Hagen. Zhang Chen took Xiao Zhao and decided to go back to the Hunky Hotel first and tell Sister Gihua about setting up their stall. Although they didn't tell her, Hagen would tell her when Sister Gihua went back. But they felt that they should go there by themselves and tell Sister Gihua first. Then, they will go to Hangcheng building to tell Chu Tianlin and Xiao in the news, and they will definitely be happy for them. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao walked into the Hunky Hotel. Sister Gihua saw them from a distance and shouted, "Is it done?" Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao were stunned. Xiao Zhao said, "Sister, how did you know?" As soon as the words came out of her mouth, she laughed herself. There was a phone. After they left there, Brother Hagen would of course call the phone here immediately and tell Sister Gihua that they had just left. Xiao Zhao was sitting in the duty room. She looked around and held Sister Gihua's hand. Her eyes turned red. Sister Gihua was taken aback and asked, "Xiao Zhao, what's wrong with you?" Xiao Zhao smiled and shook her head. She said, "I just thought that in a few days, I will leave here and leave my sister. I feel a little sad. I can't bear to leave here. This is my first job in Hangzhou." Sister Gihua laughed and cursed, "I was shocked. What did I think? You left here, but you didn't leave me. You went to the market, which is right next to my house. It's closer to my house. I thought, when you go there, not only me, but also my mother-in-law will often visit you, so don't be bothered by it then." Xiao Zhao shouted, "How could I be annoyed? Zhang Chen and I wish we could see you every day, Zhang Chen, don't you think so?" Zhang Chen quickly nodded and said yes. Sister Gihua took a tissue, wiped Xiao Zhao's tears, and said to her, "You are about to become a mother. Don't cry all the time. Shedding tears all the time is not good for the child in your belly." Xiao Zhao frowned, flattened his mouth, and said to Sister Gihua, "These tears will flow out on their own. I can't help it. I just can't bear to be here. Okay, come back often if you can't bear to see me. The people here can't bear to leave you either," Sister Gihua said. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao came out of the Hunky Hotel and then went to Hangcheng building. Next to the parking lot at the entrance of Hangcheng building, there was a row of simple houses made of blue-color steel plates, and shops one after another selling various products. Snacks and pastries, sweets. The two of them walked there and bought sugar-roasted chestnuts, green onion sticks and fried stinky tofu, and carried them upstairs. Xiaoan saw them coming in and shouted, "Okay, okay, I want to eat roasted chestnuts with sugar." Before Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao spoke, Chu Tianlin called from the room inside, "Is it Xiao Zhao? Come in quickly." Xiao Zhao poked his head in and asked, "Sister, how did you know it was me?" Chu Tianlin smiled and said, "If it wasn't you, how could Xiaoan be so crazy?" The three of them laughed and went in. Chu Tianlin saw what was in Xiao Zhao's hand and was overjoyed. "Oh, I happen to be hungry. Give me the stinky tofu." Xiao Zhao walked over, and Chu Tianlin took a newspaper from the side and spread it out on the table. Xiao Zhao put several plastic bags in his hands on the newspaper. Chu Tianlin and Xiaoan said, "Go and close the door outside first." Xiaoan giggled and ran out and back. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao sat down opposite Chu Tianlin, and Xiaoan stood next to Xiao Zhao, leaning against the desk. The four of them each took what they wanted and started eating. Xiao Zhao told them that they had just paid money at Sijiking and were going to sell clothes at Sijiking. Chu Tianlin shouted, "That's great. So we, Xiao Zhao, are going to be the boss's wife." Xiaoan also said, "Then I'm going to come and wear some clothes." Xiao Zhao smiled and said, "Take it, rub it, let you rub it until you have enough." "I can't do it. I'm going to bankrupt you." As soon as Xiaoan finished speaking, Chu Tianlin scolded, Bah, 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 we haven't opened yet, and you are going bankrupt. What nonsense are you talking about?" Xiaoan stuck out his tongue and made a face at Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen, who laughed. The four of them finished the stinky tofu and scallion buns first. Chu Tianlin wiped her hands with a paper towel and said to Xiaoan, "Go and open the window in case there are guests. This is to get rid of the chopped green onion smell of stinky tofu and green onion bun sticks." "What are you going to sell?" Chu Tianlin asked Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao shook his head with a grimace and said to Chu Tianlin, "Sister, we are still worried about this. Neither of us has ever been in the clothing business." "What's wrong with not doing it?" Chu Tianlin said, "Xiao Zhang has a good eye. The goods he buys must be very good. Whatever you wear will look good. As long as you wear it and sell it, there will definitely be a lot of people buying it." Xiao Zhao pursed his lips and said, "But I'm getting pregnant now, so I can't wear anything anymore." Chu Tianlin scolded, "If your belly gets bigger, it won't get smaller? Do you think you are pregnant with Neza, and you will be pregnant for 3.5 years? Zhang Chen and Xiaoan laughed, and Xiao Zhao glared at Zhang Chen. Chu Tianlin asked them where they planned to purchase goods, and Zhang Chen told Chu Tianlin what Hagen told them, saying that they were planning to go to Guangzhou. "Look, aren't you already here?" Chu Tianlin said, "You all know that you have to go to Guangzhou to purchase goods. It is right to go to Guangzhou. I am still very familiar with Guangzhou. When you arrive, you can live near Zihu Road and Beijing Road. It's very close to the train station, and at night, there's a lighted night market on West Lake Road selling clothes, and people from all over the country go there to buy goods." "Great," Zhang Chen shouted. He looked at Xiao Zhao, who was also excited. They all had a feeling of seeing light in the dark. No, they were worried about where to buy goods before. Now, Sister Tianlin not only told them how to buy goods place, even where to live was convenient for them. There is also Shehi. You can go to Shehi during the day. There is also a big clothing market there. Many people who buy goods also go there. Take a bus from Zihu Road to Shehi. It is not far away, 8 or 9 kilometers, and it takes about half an hour. When you arrive, you can go to Shehi during the day and return to Zihu Road at night. In this way, you can visit both markets in one day." "Okay, now that Sister Tianlin says this, we have the bottom line." "Wait, I'll take a note and write it down," Zhang Chen said. "Let me write it for you." Chu Tianlin took the pen and paper, thought for a moment, drew a few circles on the paper, and then connected the circles with lines. She rode around the circles and told them, "This is the Guangzhou railway station. This is the intersection of Zhu Road and Beijing Road. It's just a little way, about 4 or 5 kilometers, through Yuexia Park. Here we are. Phew, after passing this line, we will reach Shehe." Chu Tianlin folded the written paper, handed it to Zhang Chen, and said to them, "When you decide on a day to go to Guangzhou, tell me, I have connections, and I will buy you sleeper tickets. It will take you to Guangzhou, which is too much for Xiaozhou." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 515. In the next few days, Zhang Chen had nothing to do and no longer needed to go out to find a job. They were waiting until the end of the month, after Xiaozhou left the Red Flag Hotel, and they went south to Guangzhou to purchase goods. Zhang Chen later went to Hagen twice more. Hagen told him that if you go to Guangzhou, you don't have to go too early. You can just go 10 days before the market opens. Zhang Chen didn't understand. Hagen told him that these clothes are time sensitive. If you go early, the new products will become old ones when the market opens. How will you sell them? The clothing in this wholesale market is different from that in retail stores. It's amazing if a style can be new every week. Zhang Chen thought about it and it made sense. It was really like this. The stores he had been to would change a batch of styles in a few days. The little girls standing at the door were either calling for popular models, or coming to see new models. He also thought that in order to prevent himself from going to Guangzhou and buying other people's old models as new ones, he simply went to the market every morning with a pocket bag stuck in his waist to see what was available. Perhaps because of his painting, Zhang Chen remembered the styles and colors of these clothes very clearly. Once he saw them, he would never forget them. He thought that if he were to steal copies, he would not need to buy a sample of clothes or secretly take pictures. His eyes are cameras, but he would definitely not do such despicable things as stealing copies. It's not necessary, and even more disdainful. When he goes to the market, he just comes to know what others are selling and at what price. He has no other intention of concealing his true identity and pretending to be buying goods. He is not afraid of being misunderstood. Every night, Zhang Chen followed Xiaozhou to learn Sichuan dialect and picked up some daily expressions, so that he looked more and more like someone from Kaohsiunmen in Chongqing. After going there more times, Zhang Chen could quickly tell which stalls in this market were selling Guangzhou products, which ones were Wenzhou products, and which ones were produced in Hangzhou. Generally speaking, the styles of Guangzhou products are relatively simple, the fabrics are novel, the workmanship is excellent, the colors are bright, and the patterns on the fabrics are also more fashionable, making them suitable for little girls. The designs of Wenzhou products are more complicated, and they like to splice different fabrics into one piece of clothing. Compared with Guangzhou products, the style is more old-fashioned and closer to formal wear. It is more suitable for women over 30 years old or to wear at work. Or the other extreme, the color is bright red and green, and a certain detail is used as the highlight of the entire outfit, such as a large lapel, or an exaggeratedly large button or belt buckle. This type of clothing is especially suitable for working girls. Appetite. As for the local products in Hangzhou, Hagen is right. Most of them are imitations of Wenzhou and Guangzhou products. The workmanship is relatively rough. Whatever sells well in the market is imitated. The biggest feature is that it is cheaper than the original version, so I prefer the original version. The impact was huge. After observing the products from the three places, Zhang Chen found that there were great differences in accessories such as buttons, zippers, and wash marks. The accessories from Guangzhou are the best, followed by those from Wenzhou. The local products in Hangzhou, because we can't find the same accessories as the original ones, use other ones instead. These accessories are basically from Yuwu Small Commodity Market or Hangcheng East Station Small Commodity Market. Purchased from the market, the materials and workmanship are relatively inferior. After distinguishing these differences, Zhang Chen paid special attention to the stalls selling Guangzhou products to see what they were selling every day. Zhang Chen discovered that it was exactly what Hagen said. They changed a batch of styles every 3 or 4 days, or when the original styles were still on sale every day, new ones would come. These new styles were all placed below. The sample was probably taken out of fear of being imitated. Only when old customers come, they will take it out and sell it directly to old customers. Some even have limited supply. One customer cannot let you take a lot. When Zhang Chen heard a customer complaining, the boss explained to her, the new goods have just come out, and Guangzhou can't supply them. There is no other way. We can only sell them equally and wait for the big goods to come up. This is actually a trial order process. It is these old customers who help them verify whether the new model sells well. If it does not sell well, they will immediately kill it and replace it with other models. If it sells well, they will place a large order to Guangzhou, and then wait for the big sales. Goods. The so-called big goods refer to large quantities of goods. After the large quantities of goods come in, they will put the samples on the wall or on the models. But by this time, there are already new models, which are secretly supplied to old customers down below. Just like this one after another. After coming out of the market, Zhang Chen will go to the newsstand at the door. Since he wants to work in this industry, he naturally has to learn to understand this industry. There are not many magazines about fashion in the newsstand, mainly Shanghai clothing. There are several such as World Fashion Garden and Rulai. Zhang Chen bought them all. After reading them, he felt that Shanghai clothing was closer to products from Wenzhou. In Rulai, most of them were Japanese models and clothes, which were closer to products from Guangzhou. Some products in the market were simply copied. I got the magazine, it's really fast. As for World Fashion Garden, none of them are close. The clothes on it are actually not suitable for sale in the market. If any time-traveling ghost imitates the clothes on it, he will definitely lose money. But Zhang Chen's favorite was this one. He felt that this magazine opened a new world in front of him, letting him know what Milan Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, and New York Fashion Week were, and he also got to know those world-famous brands and designers. In the newsstand, there are special foreign language editions of Milan Fashion Week special issues for sale. They are very expensive. 2 copies cost 180 yuan, which is Xiao Zhao's monthly salary. Zhang Chen gritted his teeth and decided to buy it. Next, although the clothes above are more exaggerated than those on World Fashion Garden, Zhang Chen just likes them. He felt that this would be good for improving his horizons. He had never known before that there was a batch of fashionable clothes in this world that were not for people to wear, but for people to watch on the stage. Probably because he was in Sijiking, there were some books on clothing tailoring in the newsstand. Zhang Chen also bought some. He wanted to know how a piece of cloth turned into a piece of clothing. Every day, in addition to going to Sijiking, Zhang Chen also went to the Hunky Hotel to help Xiao Zhao work. After finishing the work, the two of them went home together. Xiao Zhao was about to leave, and everyone in the hotel was a little reluctant to leave. Even Ziyulian was more friendly than before. When she and Xiao Zhao took over the shift, she didn't leave early or come in late. It was her own shift's job. He also finished it by himself and no longer left Xiao Zhao with him. From time to time, he would suddenly come over and hug Xiao Zhao affectionately, and tell the guests, "This is my little sister." On the contrary, Xiao Zhao felt a little uncomfortable. Today is April 30th, Xiao Zhao's last day working at the Red Flag Hotel, and he works the morning shift. At about 1 o'clock, the two of them packed their things and prepared to go home when Ziyulian arrived. Zhang Chen's BB phone rang. He looked at it and saw that it was an unfamiliar number. He picked up the phone on the desk in the duty room and called back. The other party said it was from the front desk of Xingqiao Hotel. Zhang Chen was wondering what would happen if the Xingqiao Hotel came to him. He had never dealt with them before. "Excuse me, are you Mr. Zhang Chen?" the other party confirmed again politely. Zhang Chen said, "Yes, it's me." "Hello, Mr. Zhang, we have a package for you at the front desk. When can you come and pick it up?" "My package? Why is my package at your place?" Zhang Chen was surprised. "Oh, I'm not sure about this. A guest left it here and asked us to notify you to pick it up." "What guest?" "I'm sorry, I didn't see this either. I'm not on duty when the guests stay. I'm just responsible for informing you." "Okay," Zhang Chen said, even though he was confused, "I'll come over and get it later." "Okay, Mr. Zhang, when can you come?" "About 2:30. "Okay, Mr. Zhang, please go to the front desk of Xingqiao Hotel." "Goodbye, Mr. Zhang." "Goodbye." Zhang Chen hung up the phone, and Xiao Zhao listened to his answer. Feeling a little confused, he asked him, "Whose phone number?" "The front desk of Xingqiao Hotel said that I had a package left there and asked me to pick it up." "Why is my package there?" Zhang Chen said, shaking his head. Xiao Zhao also felt strange. She asked, "Could it be someone who couldn't find you and put things at their place?" "How is it possible? They all know my BB phone number. How can they not find me? If they want to find me, they can just detain me." Then the front desk of Xingqiao Hotel must have made a mistake. They detained the wrong person. Zhang Chen still shook his head. "It's impossible. How could there be such a coincidence? They detained the wrong person, and the person they originally wanted to arrest was also named Zhang Chen? He asked me twice on the phone if it was Zhang Chen." It's morning. The two of them sat there, thinking for a long time, but couldn't figure out the reason. Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Forget it, I don't want to think about it anymore. Anyway, we will find out later. Thank you for waiting for the monthly ticket. Thank you for all the recommendation votes and reading. Thank you to Dal Tin Soldier, third from top to bottom, reading the book every day, and the continuous rewards on the shore 131. I wish everyone good health. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 516. Just after 1:30, Ziyulian had already arrived. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao were both a little surprised. Xiao Zhao asked, "Sister Ziyulian, why are you so early?" Ziyulian was a little embarrassed. After feeling coy for a while, she said to Xiao Zhao, "I was the one who took advantage of you in the past. Today is the last day, so why don't I come earlier?" Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen both laughed, and Xiao Zhao said, "Sister Ziyulian, look at what you said, you are just taking advantage of others and not taking advantage of others. You have something to do at home, so you should go early and come back early." "I have nothing to do." Ziyulian's face turned red, and she said, "Actually, I have nothing to do. I'm just a bit addicted to mahjong. When the time comes and I don't go, I feel panicked and my hands feel itchy. When I go and sit down, I have a bad butt again. If you go down, you won't be able to stand up. Xiao Zhao, don't be angry with me." "No, Sister Ziyulian," Xiao Zhao said quickly, "how could I remember such a small thing? It's okay if you don't. I know that you, little sister, can be relied upon." Ziyulian turned around and said to Zhang Chen, "You have to be nicer to Xiao Zhao." Zhang Chen didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "Where the hell is this? It's you who is taking advantage of Xiao Zhao, not me. How come you want me to be nice to Xiao Zhao? If you don't tell me, I will treat her badly. Is there any mistake? Xiao Zhao is my wife. But Zhang Chen still said, I understand, thank you Sister Ziyulian for your concern. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao left the Hunky Hotel. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen said, let's go to Xingqiao Hotel to pick up the package and see what it is. Zhang Chen looked at his watch and said, I agreed with them at 2:30, but now it's not even 2 o'clock. Are you a jerk, Guo Guo? Xiao Zhao said with a smile, they asked you to get something. It doesn't matter if you go at 2 o'clock or at 2:30. If you go half an hour earlier, the thing will ignore you. Is you? When Zhang Chen heard that this was really the case, he also laughed. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao went to Xingqiao Hotel. They walked to the front desk. There were two girls at the counter. Zhang Chen said to one of them, hello, I am Zhang Chen. Please call me. He said his package was stored here. Should we call you? The girl was confused. She turned around and asked another girl who was writing something with her head down and asked, Xiao Li, have you called Mr. Zhang and said he has a guest, store your things at our main desk? The girl raised her head, looked at them, shook her head, she said no, we didn't see anything stored here, did you see it? The other party continued to ask Zhang Chen, Mr. Zhang, do you know who called you? Oops, Zhang Chen thought that he had really forgotten to ask the other person's name earlier. He said, I forgot to ask. He told me it was from your place. By the way, it was a man who hit him. You said it was a man who called you. The girl turned around and looked at the bellman's position at the end of the counter. There was a boy standing there. Just as the girl was about to speak, a familiar voice sounded from behind Zhang Chen. No need to look for it, I am that thing. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao turned around and shouted almost simultaneously. They saw Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei standing behind them. Why the hell are you here? Zhang Chen cursed. Why the hell can't I come? Lu Ligan yelled back, do I need your permission to go back to Hangzhou? Over there, Zheng Wei and Xiao Zhao were already hugging each other. Come on, give me your ID card quickly. Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen said that Zhang Chen took out his ID card from his bag and gave it to him without thinking about it. After giving it to him, he asked, what are you doing? I'll open a room for you, Lu Ligan said, stay here at night and let's have a good time together. I came here this time to ask for something from you. No, we came here specifically to find you. Lu Ligan handed Zhang Chen's ID card to the girl at the counter and said to her, please help me get another room. Okay, Mr. Lu, is it also a double bedroom? The girl asked. That's right, Lu Ligan said. Zhang Chen listened to the side and paused in his heart. What does it mean that it is a double bedroom? Then he immediately understood that Lu Ligan, the bastard, seemed to have gotten together with Zheng Wei. However, they got together. Weird. Wouldn't it be weird if they didn't get it together? Lu Ligan, without Tan Shahen in charge, would be like a fish in the sea and a bird in the forest. However, the source must also be Tan Shahen. Zhang Chen smiled slightly and shook his head. Hello, Mr. Zhang. After Zheng Wei and Xiao Zhao finished making out, he turned around and extended his hand to Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen shook hands with her and said, just call me Zhang Chen. I'm no longer a boss. I'm an unemployed vagrant now. Zhang Chen and Zheng Wei knew each other for a short time. She returned to Beijing not long after she arrived in Haikan. When she returned to Haikan, they were no longer there, but in this short period of time, they still had dinner together many times. Fan, who asked them to have Lu Ligan by their side. It is impossible for people who know Lu Ligan not to be familiar with each other. Lu Ligan will pull them together immediately. Lu Ligan turned around with the room card. Xiao Zhao looked at him and smiled. Lu Ligan took a half step back and said, Xiao Zhao, don't move, I want to see my goddaughter. He stared at Xiao Zhao's belly. Xiao Zhao blushed. Lu Li clicked his tongue and said, why didn't you notice? My daughter is so rude. She didn't come out to say hello when she saw me. Get out of here, it's your son, Zhang Chen scolded. Okay, so is my son. If you have the ability, let him come out to meet his godfather, Lu Ligan said. Zhang Chen scolded, with such a godfather, how dare he come out? Zheng Wei and Xiao Zhao both laughed. Zheng Wei smiled and said, look at you two, it looks like you are flirting. Lu Ligan handed the room card to Zheng Wei and said to her, you accompany Xiao Zhao up there, and Zhang Chen and I will sit down below. The two of them walked to the lobby. As soon as they sat down, Zhang Chen asked, are you two together? Lu Ligan knew that he was talking about himself and Zheng Wei. Lu Ligan didn't say yes or no, he just smiled. Be careful. The princess and the long-term worker eloped. In the end, it was the long-term worker who was unlucky. The princess was just taken home. The long-term worker's fate is really tragic. Zhang Chen said this because he knew that Zheng Wei had a husband, and anyone who could be Zheng Wei's husband must have a certain background without asking. Such people were ordinary people like him and Lu Ligan. He couldn't afford to offend. This guy Lu Ligan dared to break the news when he was cheating. He couldn't do it without reminding him, although Zhang Chen also knew that even reminding him would not have much effect. Lu Ligan still smiled. Where's Lu Yun? Zhang Chen asked. I really don't know about this. She only told me that there was a Taiwanese who worked at a golf course in Nanjing and asked her to be the boss. Also, it was really she who proposed the breakup, Lu Lizan said. People are unsure and think they can't wait. Lu Ligan was silent. He felt that he might have felt like this for Lu Yun. How is Haikan now? How are Meng Ping, Qiang, and Li Yong doing? Zhang Chen asked impatiently. Haikan is completely crazy now, haha. Everyone is speculating in real estate, but you also know, apart from real estate, what else is there to speculate in Hainan? You can't speculate in Ding Dong, right? Meng Ping is doing well now. Li Yong also set up a real estate company and followed Meng Ping. You must not have thought that Lian Jiajia, Jianqiang, and Yilan Ma are all speculating in real estate. Ah, Zhang Chen was surprised. He said, I saw the report of Xiaoping's southern tour and knew that Haikan would definitely be very hot, but I didn't expect that it would be so hot. They all went to real estate speculation to make money. Did you get the money? Of course, in Haikan now, as long as you are an individual, you can make money by speculating in real estate. By the way, Wen Wen and Qian have also returned to Haikan. They speculate in off-the-plan real estate every day and make a lot of money. They also returned to Haikan, Zhang Chen asked. Yes, it's not like you don't know those two bitches Wen Wen and Qian. They heard in Guangzhou that they could make a lot of money by speculating in real estate in Hainan, so they ran back to Hainan. Wen Wen said that they just want money rather than their lives. Safe and sound. It's nothing. I think it's been such a long time. Those bad guys have probably forgotten what they look like. They didn't go back to Daowen Hotel anyway. While the two people were talking, Zheng Wei and Xiao Zhao walked in. Zheng Wei said to them, Xiao Zhao and I went to the West Lake for a walk, and we will come back when we have dinner. Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen nodded. Watching the two of them leaving, Lu Ligan suddenly said to Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen, you should go back to Haikan. I think it's been so long now that Hong Ganglo can't do anything even if he finds you. Besides, Zheng Wei still has some energy, but it's a pity that she wasn't there at the time. If we were in Haikan, this matter might have been settled at that time. Forget it. Zhang Chen shook his head without thinking, and said. Old Tan is right. It's easy to hide from open guns and hard to defend against hidden arrows. If I were alone, I wouldn't be afraid of anything. At worst, I would have to fight them again. But now that I have Xiao Zhao and the child in her belly, I want to be brave. It's not a big deal. Really, the stakes are too high. I don't dare to take this bet. I'd rather settle down and live a peaceful life like this. Lu Lepole nodded. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 517. Zhang Chen listened eagerly, and Lu Ligan kept talking about Mengping, Hikan, what he had done after Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao left, what he was doing now, and what he was going to do. The one who was talking was very interested, and the one who was listening was also very interested. After all, Zhang Chen felt that the people in that city were closer to him than Hangzhou. By the way, you said you came to see me for something when you came to Hangzhou. What was it? After Lu Ligan finished speaking, Zhang Chen asked, you are not here specifically to incite me to return to Hikan, are you? Ha ha. Lu Ligan laughed twice, scratched his scalp, and said to Zhang Chen. When you brag like this, you've completely forgotten the real business. I'm here this time to ask you to help me design our project book. Didn't you say that you were still helping people design albums some time ago? Jason's company, they actually helped us design a draft, which is exquisite, but how can I put it, they seem to be acclimated to the local environment, and what they designed is, in Zheng Wei's words, cold and unimpressive. Just this little thing, Zhang Chen asked. What a small matter, it is the top priority of our company now, otherwise my dignified Mr. Lu, by the way, forgot to tell you, I am now the legal person of the company, and my dignified Mr. Lu will make a special trip to Hangzhou for this. Is that the reason? Zhang Chen stared at Lu Ligan and asked. Lu Ligan felt guilty and smiled. Of course, I also want to avoid the troubled place in Hikan. Our third phase of off-the-plan apartments will go on sale in the next 2 days. There are a total of 60 off-the-plan apartments left. There are a lot of people coming to see me. Damn it! Who told me, Lu Ligan, to know so many people? This is a good time, not for anyone. Originally, since there were so many people who wanted it, we could have sold it all internally, but the advertisement had already been put out, and a large number of revolutionary masses came according to the time on the advertisement. In the end, there was not a single off-the-plan apartment. That's not true. Oops, something will happen, I think about it, I might as well escape. The main reason is to avoid Wenwen and Qian, right? Zhang Chen put it bluntly. No, of course, they are one of them. Lu Ligan laughed playfully. You don't know, these two torturers are more powerful than Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu only has 36 strategies, and they have 72. More than that, it can torture me into a grandson. Zhang Chen laughed and cursed. Do you really think that sleeping with others is for nothing? The conscience of heaven and earth, the two of them? Huh, Lu Ligan hurriedly defended himself. Really, between them and I can't tell who slept with who. Is it over? Zhang Chen continued to ask. What's over? Is there no other reason? What other reasons could there be? You don't have any intention of taking the opportunity to share the dream with Zheng Wei, Zhang Chen asked, otherwise, it's just a picture album, do you need both bosses to come? Oh, she is doing business for her own benefit, so she also wants to come and see Xiao Zhao. Zhang Chen stared at him, calmly, and Lu Ligan shouted, okay, you bastard is really boring. Even if you mean what you said, what's wrong, you can't see it? We were tired some time ago, we treat yourself, do you have any objections? I'm too lazy to care about you, Zhang Chen scolded. That won't work, you still have to take care of it, you don't care, there really is no one to take care of me anymore, Lu Ligan said with a smile. Don't just talk about me, tell me about you, what are your plans, Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen said. Zhang Chen told Lu Ligan that they were going to go to Sijiking to make clothing next. The stall had been decided and would open in a new market on June 3rd. Why did you choose such a date? Why isn't it no one? Lu Ligan asked. It's not a children's clothing market, so why would we choose June 1st? We just want to avoid June 1st. That's okay, No 2. June 2nd, 2. When Zhang Chen asked, Lu Ligan also laughed. In Hangzhou dialect, June 2nd means fool. Only fools would open on this day. Lu Ligan said, selling clothes is also a way. Xiao Zhao is better than still working as a waiter in that shabby hotel. At least she is the boss's wife. She doesn't need to look at people. Besides, if you want to sell clothes, I don't believe you and Xiao Zhao can't sell to anyone else. Doesn't that person in the past, Jin Lily, have to wear the clothes you picked out for her? Zhang Chen was stunned for a moment when he heard the name Jin Lily. Lu Ligan quickly said sorry. Zhang Chen smiled and said, I'm sorry for nothing. I just mentioned it just now. I suddenly felt that this name was very familiar. I thought about it for a while before realizing it. Really? Lu Ligan asked. Of course, Zhang Chen said. I'm still a little grateful that she broke up with me. Otherwise, Xiao Zhao and I wouldn't be together. It's all destined. By the way, my old man and lady also like Xiao Zhao very much. What surprises me the most is, my old man told me that day, and I realized that in fact, for so many years, he has not liked Jin Lily very much, but Xiao Zhao, he really likes her. Lu Ligan nodded and said, I also think that you and Xiao Zhao are more compatible. Xiao Wu also told me that he saw you last time when you went back. Xiao Wu told me that when he saw you with Xiao Zhao, I feel that you can be together for a long time. Yes, he met us at the door of the county committee, Zhang Chen said. Picking up the cup and taking a sip of coffee, Zhang Chen asked, what about you, what are your plans? We are already in Hangzhou, why don't we go back to Yongcheng to visit? Lu Ligan was silent. After a while, he sighed and said, forget it, I won't go back and lose face. Zhang Chen knew that this was still talking about Tan Shahen. Zhang Chen said, this matter must pass. You can't, for fear of being embarrassed, won't even go back to see your parents from now on. Let's talk about it later. Anyway, we are not celebrating the new year now. When I win this project, I will return to Yongcheng during the Spring Festival this year. You will also go back together and we can all have a good gathering, Lu Ligan said. Damn it, you're not going back to see your parents. You're going back to show off. Like you said, what about returning home in fine clothes? Honestly, it's just a gamble, Lu Ligan smiled, but his smile was a bit forced and ugly. Zhang Chen understood him very well. However, have you ever thought about it? In fact, Lao Gui and Tan Shahen are no better off than you. Her parents were so violent about the matter between you and Tan Shahen, but half of Yongcheng knew that they were getting married. There must be a lot of people pointing fingers behind my back, not to mention those brats from the troupe. Lu Ligan followed Zhang Chen's words and thought about it, and realized that this was really the case. He sighed and said, actually, Lao Gui is not that bad. At least this bastard didn't trick me behind my back. I wish them happiness. Zhang Chen asked strangely, what can I do to trick you? Lu Ligan told Zhang Chen that Zheng Wei and the others went to the theater troupe to conduct background checks on themselves. It seems that this old man is still on his way. If you meet that dingbegu, you will be dead, Zhang Chen said with a smile. Lu Lipol nodded. Okay, let's not talk about this anymore. Go up and take a look at your things, Zhang Chen and Lu Ligan said. The two went upstairs to Lu Ligan's room and walked in. The bed was in a mess. Zheng Wei's underwear was still spread out on the bed. Lu Ligan quickly put it away and hung it in the closet. Zhang Chen saw it on the side. Couldn't help laughing. You really are never idle for a moment. Lu Ligan glanced at him and cursed, why, you don't want to play adult games. Let's play, but we can distinguish between day and night. Zhang Chen continued to laugh, forget it, let's get the things and let's go down. Why, you don't want to see women's things? Lu Ligan asked. You, I'm afraid we are here and Zheng Wei will be embarrassed when she comes back later. Lu Ligan thought about it and realized that Zhang Chen's words made sense. He took out 2 document bags from his suitcase, and the 2 of them went downstairs or to the lobby. Among the 2 file bags, one contained Jason's design draft, and the other contained all the materials. Zhang Chen took out Jason's design draft and took a look at it, and he knew what the problem was. Jason and his team's design draft, the entire design, is simple and grand. The cover is a charcoal gray, with 2 rows of silvered black letters, 1 row in Chinese, Haikan City's Inbu Island Development and Construction Plan, and 1 row in English, Development and Construction Plan of Xinbu Island in Haikan City. Apart from this, there are no other superfluous things, making it look elegant, dignified, and of high quality. The design of the inner pages echoes the cover, and all the background colors are light gray. Zhang Chen personally likes this tone, but he knows that if it is submitted to relevant departments, this album will definitely not be suitable. First of all, what Zheng Wei said is cold. Its overall style is cold tones. Such things will definitely not have a promotional effect. I have not seen that all domestic and foreign tourism promotional materials are colorful, because this is the only way. Only then can it attract people's attention, stimulate people's senses, and arouse people's desire to go to this beautiful world. The purpose of this project document is not to attract the attention of leaders, big and small, and to stimulate their senses, which are numbed by various documents and reports all day long. Page, probably drowsy. The same goes for the floor plans and renderings inside. This is not an engineering drawing and does not require you to be very precise. It requires you to be visually impactful. Things without impact are unlikely to arouse the interest of others. Besides, this project hasn't started yet, so what if you're just exaggerating it now? You'll change it back when the project is actually submitted for approval. Who will care about you? It seems that Hong Kong people like Jason are still rigid and don't know how to adapt. Zhang Chen looked at this design draft and felt a little regretful. The guy who designed it was very talented and had a high vision. Unfortunately, his talent was not used in the right place. The design is not the colder the better, but the more suitable it is, and the more it appeals to the people who need it and the people who want to see it, the design is qualified. In essence, there is no good or bad in design, only right or wrong. You making the right plan for your audience at the right time and note is the most important thing. Thank you Pai Wuzun for your monthly ticket. Thank you for all the votes and reading. I wish you all good health. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 518. Zhang Chen put the design draft of Jason and the others back into the document bag, and told Lu Ligan that there was no way to change this. As a design draft, it was already complete in itself, and it should be said that the design was also excellent. But this is not suitable for you, you need to start all over again. Then start all over again, Lu Ligan said. Zhang Chen asked Lu Ligan, had he brought the photo of the island? Bring it, bring it. I've brought everything you need. I still don't know what you need. While Lu Ligan was sitting there, he put the 2 cups of coffee and the sugar bowl on the table to the ground, freeing up the table. He picked up another document bag, opened it, and took out a stack of manuscripts written by Mr. Han first. Then he picked up the document bag and poured out all the photos inside. There were 2 positive film reels. Jason and the others made a special trip to shoot them again later, and even went to the island. Lu Ligan found a panoramic photo of Xinbu Island from the pile of photos, handed it to Zhang Chen, and told him, look, this is the island. This island is so beautiful, Zhang Chen admired as he stared at the photo. Do you know where this picture was taken? Zhang Chen shook his head. Lu Ligan said, it was taken from the top of the building where Huang Mei's father jumped off. Do you think it was a coincidence or not? As soon as Lu Ligan said that, Zhang Chen thought of the giggling girl. Zhang Chen asked, did you get in touch later? No, 2 women are on the run. It's pitiful to think about it. We probably won't have the chance to meet again in this life. Lu Ligan sighed and asked, you think Zhang Chen, this Huang Hongguang, how can you make money like this? So far, what's the point? I think this shopping mall is also a river and lake, a bigger river and lake. In the end, it is not like Jin Yang's martial arts novels. People can't help themselves in the river and lake, and there is no way to stop even if they want to. Zhang Chen thought of Mr. Ni. Didn't he also tell himself that what they were fighting for now was not only money, but also their lives? If that company closed overnight, he thought, Mr. Ni's life would be like this. It probably won't be easy. It's really like this. Huang Hongguang actually wanted to retreat in the end, but he couldn't. He could only retreat and do the next best thing. He used his own life to protect his woman and daughter. Alas, he is still a man. When Lu Ligan said this, the clear figure with the same sharp gaze as the leader swayed in front of his eyes. He felt that this figure and gaze might accompany him for a lifetime, although he and this person had only seen each other for a short time. Sighed. I don't know if this is fate. Where he ends, I will start. Lu Ligan smiled sadly, don't say it, I really have a little bit of what you said now. People can't help themselves in the world. This feeling, damn, I don't know if I will end up on Huang Hongguang's path. Don't talk nonsense, Zhang Chen scolded, and then he laughed and said, if you really want to follow his path, it's not because of business, or because you can't control yourself. Don't forget that Ximen Qing is how did you die? Then I would rather die like Ximen Qing than die like Huang Hongguang, Lu Ligan said. Okay, then I wish you work hard towards Ximen Qing, Zhang Chen laughed. By the way, has your project book printing unit been finalized? Zhang Chen asked. No, it wasn't Jason and the others who planned to send them to Hong Kong for printing. Now they have to reject them all. I haven't figured out how to turn this corner. Of course, I won't lose a penny of the money that should be paid. But this, it's not just about the humming money, it's a headache. Then let Xiao Zhao's sister and the others print it here. The company in Shenzhen also uses a Heidelberg color printing machine, which is the same as in Hong Kong. Xiao Zhao still has a sister? In Hangzhou? What's going on? Zhang Chen smiled and said, Xiao Zhao has a lot of sisters in Hangzhou. This one is very good to us. The picture album I designed is the business she helped me find. Okay, then invite her to have dinner with us tonight, and we'll settle the matter. Haha, it didn't take any effort at all. Now it's all settled. Zhang Chen said yes. He stood up and walked to the bar and called Chu Tianlin's office. Chu Tianlin was about to go home from get off work and listen to Zhang Chen finish the matter. She said yes, then I will come right away. Sister Tianlin, let Xiaoan come over for dinner, Zhang Chen said. This, business matter, isn't it appropriate for Xiaoan to go? Chu Tianlin hesitated. This doesn't count. This is my brother. We went to Hiken together, Zhang Chen said, we are all our own. Let Xiaoan come. Xiao Zhao is also here. Okay, let's come together, Chu Tianlin said. From Hangcheng Building to Xingqiao Hotel, it was just a stretch of Yan'an Road. We took a taxi from start to finish. Chu Tianlin and Xiaoan arrived quickly, but Xiao Zhao and Zheng Wei had not returned yet. Zhang Chen called Chu Tianlin's sister Tianlin, and Lu Ligan also called sister Tianlin. With just one sentence, the two of them confirmed the contract. Lu Ligan said, Sister Tianlin, please help me use the best paper and the best equipment to print it out in the shortest time, regardless of the cost. We are just waiting for urgent use. Chu Tianlin smiled and said, okay, has the format been decided? Zhang Chen made the decision, and Chu Tianlin said, I will report it to the factory tomorrow and ask them to prepare the paper first, so that as soon as the manuscript arrives, It can be plate making and printing. It can be said that this guy Lu Ligan came at the right time. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao happened to have nothing to do during this period, so Lu Ligan locked them in the hotel, and even said they were going back to get a change of clothes. Lu Ligan refused. He said, if the opposite side is not Ji-bai, why go back? Zhang Chen didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and said, then I have to go back to get paper, pen, and paint, right? You can't buy everything you need at the Xiling Yinshi sales department. You can just walk a few dozen meters downstairs. Why are you going back? Lu Ligan said. Damn it, let me see if you are a rich slut now, Zhang Chen scolded. Yes, I sweat and bleed for the company and earn tens of millions. I'm not humming corrupt, and I can't find a way to get kickbacks. What's wrong with just showing off once? Lu Ligan shouted. Zheng Wei was beside him, laughing all the time. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao had no choice but to let him control them. Next, Xiao Zhao, Zheng Wei, and Xiao An walked around various scenic spots and streets in Hangzhou every day. Xiao Zhao is also a foreigner and is not familiar with Hangzhou, but Xiao An is familiar with it. She took them and moved in every corner. Xiao Zhao sighed again and again. She said, I thought Hangzhou was not much bigger than Haikan. Now I know it's not. Lu Ligan didn't go anywhere. He just stayed in the hotel and watched him work in Zhang Chen's room. He was beside him, chattering non-stop. Zhang Chen cursed, you, can you find something to do by yourself? Let me be quiet and quiet, do you still want this book? Okay, I'll go down and find someone to play with. Lu Ligan looked at his watch and stood up to walk out. Zhang Chen knew that this guy would do nothing good if he went down. He was either looking for the receptionist or the girl at the bar to brag about, so he quickly ordered. Don't molest women casually. Zheng Wei and Xiao Zhao will be back soon. Lu Ligan rolled his eyes at him, I don't molest women, why stay here and continue to molest you? Gun, I'm too lazy to care about you, I still have to work, Zhang Chen scolded. As soon as Lu Ligan walked out of the door, he turned back and said, Zhang Chen, don't tell me, it feels so good to be a capitalist. You are concentrating on teasing women downstairs, while there are people working hard for you upstairs. Zhang Chen grabbed the rattan tissue box on the table and threw it at him. Lu Ligan laughed and ran away. The room was finally cleared, and Zhang Chen immersed himself in work again. He felt that his head was still buzzing with Lu Ligan's voice. Zhang Chen couldn't help but shook his head with a wry smile. More than an hour later, the doorbell rang rapidly. Zhang Chen knew that it must be the bastard Lu Ligan who had returned. Neither the waiter nor Xiao Zhao would ring such a rude doorbell. Zhang Chen shouted, get out. But the rapid ringing did not stop, but continued to ring. Zhang Chen's head was blown by the noise, and he was furious. He stood up, cursed and walked over, opened the door, and shouted in surprise. Xiao Wu. The person standing with Lu Ligan outside the door was indeed Xiao Wu. Lu Ligan smiled and said, isn't this woman beautiful? Zhang Chen stretched out his hand to push Lu Lapole and cursed, get out of here, Xiao Wu, come in. But in the end, of course, both Xiao Wu and Lu Ligan came in. Zhang Chen asked Xiao Wu, why did you come to Hangzhou? Xiao Wu pointed at Lu Ligan and said, Brother Ganza detained me yesterday and asked me to come here today. How about it? Our three musketeers of Yongcheng who invaded Haikan are now going to invade Hangzhou, Lu Ligan asked Zhang Chen, while Xiao Wu chuckled on the side. Come on, it's lunchtime. Ignore those women, the three of us are going to have a good meal first, Lu Ligan shouted. After a while, are you going to let me work anymore? Zhang Chen asked. It's okay to act cool in front of outsiders, but here, don't do this, Lu Ligan scolded. None of us know that Zhang Chen, you can drink and fart with girls, and you won't delay your work. Xiao Wu laughed, and Zhang Chen could only stand up with a smile. The three of them did not eat at the Xingqiao Hotel at noon, but went to the Tianxiang restaurant next door to have a meal. In fact, the only ones who actually drank were Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen, and Xiao Wu still drank his coke. During this meal, Zhang Chen and Lu Ligan drank a lot and finished a bottle of Wulianjai. If Zhang Chen hadn't stopped them, Lu Ligan would have ordered another bottle. Lu Ligan made sure that Xiao Wu also had some. Xiao Wu picked up Lu Ligan's wine glass and took a sip. Lu Ligan asked, "How was it?" "It doesn't taste good, it's spicy, it's the same as Gunshao," Xiao Wu said, and Zhang Chen laughed. No matter how much Lu Ligan tried to tempt him, he said he wouldn't drink, but he still wouldn't drink. Thank you to Smiling and Running Y for the reward. Thank you for all your reading and recommendation votes. I wish everyone good health. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 519. Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei stayed in Hangzhou for 4 days. Zhang Chen designed their project book. From the cover to the renderings and floor plans inside, including charts, Zhang Chen redrawn the design draft. Wei held it in his hand and looked at it, and exclaimed, "This is what we need, what the hell are those Hong Kong people doing?" She handed the design draft to Lu Ligan and said with a smile, "Mr. Lu, please review it." Lu Ligan said without even looking at it, "I don't need to look at the things he designed. I don't know how many years I have been looking at him." Chu Tianlin got Zhang Chen's design draft, and she thought it was very good. She said, "I will send it away right away." Lu Ligan quickly stopped her and told her, "A week will pass when you send it to Shenzhen by registered airmail." Chu Tianlin smiled and said, "What should I do if a gust of wind blows over?" Lu Ligan told her about the beautiful express delivery method, and Chu Tianlin shouted, "Yes, it really can be like this, why didn't we think of it?" Lu Ligan personally took Xiaoan to Jianqiao Airport, found someone, and took the manuscript to Shenzhen. Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen said, "We are also going to Guangzhou to transfer to Haikan, or you can go to Guangzhou with us." Zhang Chen said no, it was too early to go to Guangzhou now, and we would wait until the 20th. He told Lu Ligan what Hagen said to him. Lu Ligan and the others listened and thought it made sense, so they gave up. Lu Ligan remembered it and said, "When you arrive in Guangzhou, call me or Qiang. Qiang has relatives at Guangzhou station and he can help you get sleeper tickets for your return." Zhang Chen said, "Yes, I was still worried about what to do with the ticket when I came back. I heard that the train ticket from Guangzhou to Hangzhou was very difficult to buy. If I had Qiang to help me, it would be no problem." Zheng Wei gave Zhang Chen 10,000 yuan. What did Zhang Chen say he was doing? Design fee. Zhang Chen smiled and said, "I'm doing a favor for my friend, so what's the design fee?" Lu Ligan scolded, "Public is public, private is private. You designed this for our company. We are very satisfied with it. Of course we have to pay the design fee. This money is originally in our budget, not my mother-in-law's. It won't cost so much. It's worth so much. I have the final say on this matter." Zheng Wei smiled and insisted on giving the money to Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao looked at Zhang Chen, and Lu Ligan cursed, "Xiao Zhao, don't look at him, look at me, I have already nodded." Xiao Zhao then accepted the money. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao sent Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei to Jianqiao Airport. When they parted, the four of them were a little sad. Watching Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei walking towards the security check channel, Zhang Chen suddenly remembered that morning, the three of them after breaking up in Zhanjiang, Lu Ligan walked through the square alone. Fortunately, he is not alone today. Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei passed the security check and turned around to wave to them. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao also waved to them. Xiao Zhao's eyes were red. Chu Tianlin bought Zhang Chen and others tickets for around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 21st. When they arrived in Guangzhou, it was already around 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the 22nd. Although Chu Tianlin told them that it was only 3 or 4 kilometers from Guangzhou railway station to Beijing Road and Zihu Road, she carried more than 20,000 yuan in cash for purchase, and the area near Guangzhou railway station at that time was famously chaotic. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao did not dare to take the bus, but took a taxi in front of the train station. Taxis in Guangzhou are very high-end and come in a variety of brands. There are imported cars such as Crown, Duke, Bluebird, Opel, etc. The worst is Santana. No matter what brand of car it is all painted red. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao got in the car. Zhang Chen told the driver to go to the Zihu Road lighting night market. The taxi drove for more than 10 minutes and stopped. The driver told them. Zhang Chen looked outside the car and saw a narrow road with old houses on both sides and many large and small bookstores, but there was no one selling clothes. Zhang Chen asked doubtfully, "Is this West Lake Road?" "This is Beijing Road. If you walk a few dozen meters ahead, you'll find Zihu Road. You can't park there." The driver told them that it was not that parking was not allowed there, but that he saw many people waiting for the bus on the roadside here. At this time on Zihu Road, there were not even ghosts. "We are here to buy clothes." Zihu Road lighting night market, is this here? Zhang Chen was still worried and continued to ask. "That's right, it's right here, get off the bus." The driver was already a little impatient. Xiao Zhao shouted, "But there are only booksellers here, not clothes. There's still more than an hour left. The stall won't open until 6:30. "It's not here, it's on Zihu Road in front. I told you, this is Beijing Road." The driver was already a little anxious, and he had no choice but to stop being anxious. At this time, business was at its best. If you delay for a minute, you might lose one business. Sure enough, before Zhang Chen and the others got off the bus, there were already passengers waiting at the side of the bus. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao said, "Let's get off." Looking at the situation, even if it's wrong, this is the only place to get off the car first, and then take a taxi after figuring it out. The two people got off the car and stood there looking both ways. There were indeed bookstores on this road. From the signs installed vertically on the building, they saw that there was not only Xinhua bookstore, but also foreign language bookstores, ancient bookstores, science and technology bookstores, educational bookstores, etc. In addition to these bookstores, there are also some shops with stalls selling magazines with colorful covers and recent martial arts novels written by Jin Yong. Of course, these are not written by Jin Yong. You want to say that they are fake. They just defended it, didn't they? See it? They didn't say it was written by Jin Yong, but by Jin Yongzin and Jin Yongjin. How come they were fake? Not to mention Jin Tang, Quan Yang, Quan Tang and Jilong. Among these shops, there are shops selling cassettes and CDs. They play the speakers very loudly, and most of the music they play is The Easily Injured Woman by Wang Jingguan, who was called Fei Wang later. Only one is playing Jackie Chung's songs. "We must have come to the wrong place," Xiao Zhao said with a sad face. "There are no clothes here. Come on, let's go take a look at the front." Zhang Chen also thought that the driver must have taken him to the wrong place, but he still pointed to the front. Since the driver said that West Lake Road was a few dozen meters ahead, whether it was true or not, they walked over and took a look before talking. When the two of them were about to reach the intersection ahead, two clothing stores finally appeared on the roadside. One was Montagut and the other was Crocodile. This store was different from ordinary clothing stores. It was filled with piles of clothes. It was true. It's a wholesale store like Sijiking's, and there are a few people buying goods there. They walked a few more steps and arrived at the intersection in front of them. They saw a sign hanging across the street at the intersection, which read, "Industrial Products Lighting Market on Zihu Road, Uexio district. The two people breathed a sigh of relief and looked at each other with a smile. It looked like they were here. It is. The road surface of Zihu Road is not wide, and there are no people around. There are no stalls on both sides of the road. There are just squares painted with white paint on the concrete floor on both sides. There are holes on the sides of the squares, and numbers are written in the squares. It is very strange. It was like the market floor plan that Zhang Chen and the others had seen at Hagen's place. Zhang Chen knew that this was the location of the stalls. There were hundreds of stalls extending out square by square until the end of the road. Zhang Chen asked an old man standing on the roadside if clothes were sold here at night. The old man didn't seem to understand Mandarin. He looked at them and didn't know what they were talking about. However, a middle school student who was passing by didn't stop when he heard their questions. Instead, he waved his hand towards Zihu Road and called out, "Deo, yes, that's right here. There are clothes sellers inside. You can come out after dark." Zhang Chen almost laughed when he heard what he said. From what he said, each of these clothes sellers were like owls, dormant during the day and only coming out at night. Zhang Chen said thank you, and the little boy waved his hand and continued on his own way. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao said, "Then let's find a place to stay first and come back later." They looked at Zihu Road. Except for a few buildings at the intersection, there were trees on both sides of the road and there were almost no houses. It didn't look like there would be any hotels here. They walked back along the Beijing road they had come from before and walked to the entrance of Xinhua bookstore. They saw a door next to the bookstore with the words Cultural Guest House written on the lintel. The two people hurried in. Facing the door, there was a staircase leading upstairs. At the very narrow stairwell below, there was a curved counter. As soon as Zhang Chen and the others walked in, they knew they were in the right place. They saw clothes packed in woven bags piled outside the counter and at the stairs. Outside the woven bags, Chengdu Zhang, Xianlin, Shenyang Shen, etc. were written in markers. It was placed here by the guests staying in the hotel to be sent away. There are many people like them living in this guest house who come to purchase goods. What's even more peculiar is that there is a shelf inside the counter. On the shelf are not towels, toothbrushes, and toothpaste, which are the things that many hotels sell, but stacks of woven bags, very thick packing needles, and bundles of plastic tier ropes for packing. Large canvas shopping bags, wall sills next to the shelves, and several folded hand carts leaning against them. There was a waiter in her 30s sitting at the counter. Zhang Chen asked her, "Excuse me, are there any rooms left?" "There are no other rooms, there is only one superior room." "Superior room? How much does it cost per night?" Xiao Zhao asked. 202. Xiao Zhao was still hesitating, but Zhang Chen quickly said, "Okay, we want it." Xiao Zhao kicked him from below, thinking, 202, all my salary plus bonus for a month is just this little money, how can I live here for one night? Zhang Chen leaned close to her and whispered in her ear, "Stay here first, otherwise we will find a cheaper one tomorrow." While checking them in, the waiter asked, "Are you here to purchase goods?" Zhang Chen said yes. "Is there a clothing store on Zihu Road?" "Yeah, do you want a bag?" Zhang Chen said yes and gave us 2 canvas bags. "Where's the cart?" "Thank you, I don't need to pull the cart," Zhang Chen said quickly. "I don't need to pull the cart, but you guys are carrying it." The waiter looked up at them and shook his head. "How can you carry 2 big bags of clothes that are so heavy? You have to walk, get in and out of the car, and go to the train station?" The waiter shook his head again as he spoke. Zhang Chen thought that what she said made sense. He saw that among Sijiking's customers, except for the packing customers, none of them was holding a hand-pulled cart, so he said, "Okay, we want a hand-pulled cart." The waiter gave them the canvas bag and the cart, turned around and took out 2 sets of blue elastic ropes with 2 iron hooks at both ends from behind, and told them, "Then you still need this." This was strapping the canvas bags to the hand truck, which of course they needed. After calculating these things, they totaled 85 yuan. They took the keys and went upstairs with these things. Xiao Zhao said, I spent so much money at once. How come I feel like here, we will become a pig? With one knife the knives were being slaughtered by them. Thank you Lao Chantang for your monthly ticket. Thank you for all the votes and reading. I wish you all good health. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 520. The so-called superior room just has an extra bathroom than other rooms. The furnishings in the room are very simple, just a bed, 2 bedside tables, a table, and a chair. The room had not been painted for a long time, and the plaster on the ceiling and surrounding walls was peeling off. There were water stains on one wall, like a landscape painting. The terrazzo floor was also covered with speckled, suspicious-looking stains. Even the mop they hadn't been mopped clean, and there were dark green gold velvet curtains hanging on the windows. Xiao Zhao walked over and pulled them, then yelled and jumped away. From the curtains, a burst of dust spread. This shabby room, even a superior room, and so expensive, is not as good as the room in our hunky hotel. Do you admit it? Xiao Zhao asked Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen smiled and said, I admit it, but at least there is a bathroom here. You can take a shower whenever you want. Your hotel doesn't have one. In April in Guangzhou, the weather was already very hot. The two of them had been on the train for a day and a night, and had walked so much before. They were all covered in smelly sweat. When Zhang Chen said this, Xiao Zhao immediately felt that this was the most important thing. She said quickly, is that I need to take a shower. Let's go together, Zhang Chen said. Okay, I'll let you, you stinky gangster, Xiao Zhao giggled. The two people opened the bathroom and took a look. There was a shower faucet and a toilet inside. There was no partition or obstruction between the shower area and the outside. Next to the toilet was a terrazzo washstand. There were 2 pairs of plastic sandals, one large and one small, at the entrance. Looks greasy. Zhang Chen didn't care. He took the big slippers in his hand. Xiao Zhao frowned and said, it's too dirty. It's like Ziyulian did this. Zhang Chen burst into laughter, and Xiao Zhao also laughed and said, really, dear, you go out first and get me soap. I'll clean up here first. Xiao Zhao asked Zhang Chen to break the soap, took half a piece, and started cleaning in the bathroom. She took the shower faucet, washed the tiles on the floor and 4 walls, and used the wash basin and the pair of slippers. After washing with soap, I finally rinsed the toilet seat with soap and water, and threw the remaining soap into the toilet. Xiao Zhao came out and asked Zhang Chen to take off his clothes together and put them on the bed. He said there was no place to hang clothes inside. Zhang Chen followed Xiao Zhao and walked in to take a look. Sure enough, it was much cleaner than before. Then the two of them started to take a shower. Xiao Zhao stood there, pushing out his belly, and shouted, look, my dear, is it too big? Zhang Chen looked at Xiao Zhao's belly and didn't feel it was getting bigger, but when he looked at Xiao Zhao, he felt a reaction. The two people hugged each other and kissed, and the water flowed down from their heads. Don't move, you're dishonest, Xiao Zhao chuckled. After taking a shower, they felt refreshed and went downstairs hand in hand. They had already agreed that they would just watch and buy tonight. They would keep the styles they liked in mind first and find out what this market is today. What's going on? I'm sure. I won't stock it until tomorrow night. Aren't we going to the Shehi clothing market tomorrow during the day? If we buy the same style here and find it cheaper in Shehi, then it won't be a loss. They walked out of the hotel door. It was still early. They saw a small restaurant opposite, so they walked over and ordered 2 rice rolls and 1 roast goose. After eating, they felt that the rice rolls and roast goose were particularly delicious. I don't know if it's because I only ate instant noodles on the train and didn't eat properly. When they came out after eating, it was almost 6 o'clock. They walked to Zihu Road to take a look and found that there were more people here. Everyone began to prepare to leave the stall. They inserted poles into the holes in the ground. The top is tied with poles horizontally, and there are racks with intertwined poles on 3 sides. Together, they form a concave-shaped stall. The long square grids they saw on the concrete floor during the day have now been erected and turned into stalls. Some people have spread plastic sheets or rubber floors on the ground inside the stalls, and some have brought wooden shelves or a small table is placed inside the stall. Some were pulling hand carts, some were pushing flat carts, and some were riding tricycles. The carts were filled with large and small bags of goods. Those who arrived early were putting pieces of clothing on hangers. Hang on shelves on 3 sides. It's not dark yet, it's not time yet, the lights above each stall are not on, and the customers haven't arrived yet. At this time, the people who are busy on this street are still the people setting up stalls. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao decided to come back later. They continued walking along Beijing Road until they reached Wenming Road. There was a cold drink shop at the corner. Xiao Zhao wanted to eat ice cream, so they walked in and Xiao Zhao bought one. For ice cream, Zhang Chen ordered a bottle of Asian salsa soda and sat there drinking it. They sat in the cold drink shop and waited until 6:30 before standing up. When they got outside, they felt that there were many more people on Beijing Road than in front of them. They were in groups, as if they were all going to West Lake Road. From a distance, they saw that the intersection where Beijing Road and Zihu Road intersect was already crowded with people. Before they even got closer, they heard the sound of people and shouts coming and going on Zihu Road. When they reached the intersection, they were shocked. After only 10 minutes, the place was completely different from when they came before. Although it was not completely dark, the lights on every stall were on. The whole street is illuminated like daylight, and the illuminated night market really lives up to its name. Zihu Road, which was originally not wide, became even narrower once the stalls on both sides were placed. The whole road was crowded with people, and the clothing in the stalls on both sides was dazzling. The two people became excited. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao said, "Let's walk from the right side to the end, and then come back from the left side." Xiao Zhao nodded desperately. This place is different from Sijiking. All the clothes are sold at both retail and wholesale prices. The only differences are the prices. When selling at retail, the boss will bargain loudly with customers. When wholesale customers come, the two of them will stand in the corner of the stall and talk quietly. Or holding a calculator, you press a number, and I press a number to bargain. This is not entirely to prevent retail customers from hearing the wholesale prices, but that many people setting up stalls here simply cannot understand Mandarin from all over the country with southern and northern accents, and their Mandarin from Guangzhou is better than those from Guangzhou. It's harder to understand people, plus it's in such a noisy environment. This reminded Zhang Chen of Xiaolin and couldn't help but laugh. Every stall owner also wears a fish bag on his waist and a tape measure around his neck. Their tape measure is magical. If you want any size, he will snap it and measure it for you, just like in when you sell fish at the farmer's market, you see their scales are always tilted high, but if you take the fish you bought and weigh it elsewhere, the pound will definitely be insufficient. Walking around here, Zhang Chen felt much more relaxed than at Sijiking. You can go into all the stalls if you want. You can look at all the clothes if you want. It doesn't matter if you even try them. It doesn't matter if you don't buy them. You haven't bought them yet. After walking out of the stall, the boss had already gone to deal with another customer. Here, there is no need to cover up anything, let alone worry about being misunderstood. Here, Zhang Chen saw a lot of clothes that he had seen in Sijiking. When he asked about the price, the retail price quoted by the other party was similar to the wholesale price of Sijiking. He didn't need to ask about the wholesale price anymore. He knew that if the clothes were if you go back in, there will definitely be a profit in the middle. Xiao Zhao suddenly pulled Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen stopped. Before he understood what was going on, Xiao Zhao walked away. She walked to a duty booth on the side. There was a security guard standing in the duty booth. It was like a duty booth. They also made use of the little space. There were hand trucks and various packing bags and cargo bags inside. Maybe their security guards' bonuses were sold in this way. Xiao Zhao asked the security guard something. When he came back, his face was happy. Zhang Chen asked what happened. Xiao Zhao smiled and said, "We were not treated like pigs. The price of pulling carts and bags here is the same as in the hotel." Yes, she didn't know that these were all delivered by someone and asked the security guards and waiters to sell them on their behalf. Of course, the price was the same. Zhang Chen couldn't help but laugh. Xiao Zhao glanced at him and cursed, "You're laughing so hard." Zhang Chen continued to smile and said, "Then when we go back later, do we want to praise them?" Xiao Zhao nodded, "That's what I think." The two of them continued walking forward, reaching the end, and then walked back along the other side, still shopping around and asking about prices. By the time they walked back to the entrance of the market, it was almost 9 o'clock, and time flew by so fast. "Are you tired?" Zhang Chen asked Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao said he wasn't tired and asked Zhang Chen, "What about you?" Zhang Chen said, "I'm not tired either." Xiao Zhao nodded, "Then I feel relieved, I have to go away for a day tomorrow." Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Why are you relieved?" "I'm still afraid of you when I walk. When we went out to perform, we often had to walk." The two of them returned to the room. Zhang Chen took out his sketchbook and said to Xiao Zhao, "Now let's think about which clothes are good. If we forget them right away, these clothes will definitely not be good." As soon as Xiao Zhao heard that it made sense, she immediately started thinking and talking. As she spoke, Zhang Chen drew the style of the clothing in his sketchbook. Or maybe Xiao Zhao didn't say anything, so Zhang Chen drew a piece of clothing. Showing it to Xiao Zhao shouted, "Yes, yes, this is good. Which stall is it from?" The two of them discussed each other for a long time. When they turned around and counted, they found that there were more than 30 good styles. Xiao Zhao sighed and said, "The clothes in Guangzhou are so beautiful." Zhang Chen also feels that the clothing in this market is, overall, on a higher level than that in Hangzhou. What they don't know is that the stalls here may look small, but in fact, a production and sales chain has been formed behind them. Many bosses themselves or their relatives and friends directly purchase the latest styles of clothing samples from Hong Kong, and then use them according to the instructions of mainlanders. According to the taste, some are slightly modified, some are added with lace, some are added with embroidery, and then they are sent to garment factories for production. A small stall may sell hundreds of thousands of pieces of clothing a year. Many of the customers who package goods do not come here at all, but package and ship them directly from the factory. Thank you for a safe journey and waiting for your monthly ticket. Thank you for all the votes and reading. I wish you all good health.